Yo, we are live. We've been hanging out, starting the show already, and I'm with my man Jody.
Hello.
Got a packed house in here. So happy to have so many people here, and today we're trying something new. Trying to change our minds into something more of what we actually are doing, which is real talk. And I want to get in each. If we can do this every week, great. If that turns into what this is, you guys like it, we'll do more. But I want to put a topic out there, especially as movies start dying. We're not going to get the big movies, sadly, for a little while, it seems. So we got to figure out ways to still entertain you guys. And we put a poll out there, and you guys wanted us to talk more about aliens. Aliens have my channel has slowly been pivoting. Popcorn Planet, I guess it makes sense, right, Jody? Pivoting to this sort of I want to believe X-Files world, and I'm totally down to do it because it's an area I do actually want to learn more about and get into. But it's funny because last time we talked about this, Jody, do aliens exist? We had a little bit of a heated back and forth because we had a little bit of a difference of opinion of whether aliens existed. So are you up for having this debate again? See where we can go with our minds?
Yes, I'm willing to open my mind, but this is nonsense. I want y'all to let y'all know right now, there ain't no aliens out there, y'all. I feel sorry for y'all getting disappointed out here, but let's do it.
All right, now I'm going to try to. We're going to start over, maybe similar to what we had, but this is our main event. So some of you may have missed it last time, so we'll start over. I'm going to try and pitch Jody on this idea that he's crazy. He's the crazy one. Aliens do absolutely exist, and I may open up the chat to some callers if any of you are able to give me, be an expert and tell me something that I'm not, that maybe will sway them or an experience you had. Let us know. Super chat over something. Get us involved so we can get more and we can get you involved in the conversation potentially. I'll open up the Zoom chat to you if we think so. All right, so Jody. And thank you, David March. More movie theme, real talk. Yeah, with REEL.
Oh,
I thought of that. There's a bunch of them actually that do that already. I did go there, David, but it's just that's not what we are. The
real.
This show is real.
Yeah,
it's the realest
okay.
show, right? Jody's is the realest, but when he's here, we get super real. So that I thought real. It's too confusing. But anyway, let us know. What did I just? Oh, we got another.
Aliens don't exist. What up, Knock Shadow? Guys, listen to me. You guys are gonna understand that.
Oh wow, yeah. Stormy just sent me a picture saying it's made for kids. That's crazy. Sorry, guys. Make sure you subscribe and check if our channels are made for kids. YouTube is screwing us up. All right, but back to this topic at hand. Sorry for that delay. All right, here we go. So, do aliens exist? Do they exist, Jody? So you're saying no?
We know they don't. They don't. You were kind of left. You were describing organisms as aliens. Now, if we're doing that, then there's a possibility of that. But I'm looking at this thumbnail you made, bruh. That's a Men in Black alien right there, bruh. He got the whole ET finger going on, bruh. Those type of motherfucking aliens, no, they do not exist.
All right, so we're good because we can meet in the middle. Then it sounds like all right. So you're talking about when you define an alien, you're talking ET, these types of big-eyed, weird-looking aliens.
Yes.
Why? So, all right. So, do you don't think sure, this is what people
humanoid or monstrous aliens.
So, all right. So good. So, because I was going to pitch you back. Well, come on. There's other life forms out in the world. Like the universe is too big.
Possible. Yeah, sure.
We can agree that the universes and the galaxies are infinite, and the ideas of us being the only planet with life forms. That's a little hard to believe. Can I get you on that point at least?
No, it's not hard to believe for me.
So you think that because given the infiniteness of the worlds, the planets, that you think we are the only? When I say life forms, it could be molecules, it could be bugs, it could be birds, it could be dinosaurs, it could be lizards, insects. That is technically. Other life forms, right? So is that you're saying is that more? You're just saying not humanoid life forms,
right? I'm going as far as I'm willing to go here. It's possible. It's a possibility that they are out there. Those type of life forms, the little wiggle tent poles, or maybe a bird or something small or abstract like that. Humanoid, monstrous ones, I'm completely
monstrous ones
gone on that. I'm just
well. Here's what's interesting because a lot of scientists still think that maybe some of the Mars, etc., may have had life forms long times ago, right? So the idea of what they are is to me what makes it fascinating. Now, look, this thumbnail, which we keep calling out, but it's just I did that because it was a cool looking image. I'm with you. I don't know if they look like this. That's what they sort of came back with like Area 51 and people talking
Right.
about
You think
probing, all that
yeah.
sort of stuff. So look,
Okay.
I can't tell you, no, Jody, they're definitely like this. They got the big eyes. They're gonna beam you up and they're gonna
Let me
probe
ask you, are you one of those believers? Are you one of those Area 51? They come and visit us every now and then and chill out and check out. Are you one of those guys?
Well, what's interesting to me now. Let's have the real talk, right? Because rather than just keep trying to turn your mind over, let me share some of my thoughts. I had this person on the show who she didn't end up having evidence of aliens, and because the evidence she shared was so the audience was very quickly able to prove no, that was a solar base. I made it a members only video just because I didn't want to put out and promote the wrong information. However, the second part of what she talked about was really fascinating to me. She had these near-death experiences where she almost died twice, and each time she sort of came back from that experience, she felt more in tune with the world. Is how she sort of put it. And she was able to sort of, I know it sounds like communing with the dead, but no, like she's felt more spiritual. She felt more like her eyes were opened. She was more willing to sort of see things. And as crazy as I would typically sort of shrug off, oh, that's a crazy person, I've tried to open my mind and to think, all right, well, maybe what if that is the case? What if you get off your damn phone and the computer for a little while and you actually pay attention to the world? We aren't using the full potential of our brains. Let's be honest. There's a lot in there that if you could tap it, take that limitless pill, right, that Bradley Cooper does, you could learn a language, right? You can learn all this crap. So could there be more power to the brain of sort of, telepathy? I can't say that word. Telepathy? Yeah, thank you. Could that be something that maybe is possible through like what this woman's experiencing? Like what I'm trying to say is just because we don't
claiming to be
she was able to come, like she just felt like she could speak to other entities, and
with her mind.
Well, just like she just could feel energy, and so like because to me, if someone's like I can read your mind, I talk to dead people, I instantly get cynical too, and I'm like, ridiculous. But what challenged me and opened my mind a little bit to think was like, well, what if she could read more energy? Like, what if there was a way, like another sense that we don't really get to use where energy could be read? And the reality is, like, the more I think, I'm like, well, I don't know. What the hell? Maybe that's possible. And so I'm open to sort of these ideas of, like, maybe our bodies or minds are limited in a way where we can't fully tap our potential. That is something that could be interesting. And maybe that's why some of these crazy people out in the world, maybe that's really what's going on. And they are actually sort of communing with energy in a way that could be something else. And so all I'm saying is when you open up, if you can open up to that point where it's like just a small nudge of like, all right, well, maybe our minds could be more powerful, or maybe we could feel more of the world around us and people's energy. Maybe then there could be other beings out there that would have that trait even greater. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's where things, if I really open my mind and get it like creative and think about what could be happening, then it's like maybe there is another alien planet where they talk with their minds because they've been able to flex that muscle more than we have. And these crazy people who see the energy, well, they actually can see it because maybe it is possible. I don't know. There's just something about that idea that it's out there. But I'm open to the ideas because we can't prove it. Doesn't mean it's not impossible.
Well, I feel vibes. It's like feeling a vibe.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, that exactly.
Feel energy, tension in the room. It's like feeling tension. It's feeling a vibe. When you hug somebody, you kind of feel their energy, and it's like,
But like, think of like pets, right, and animals. Like they commune with each other without really speaking words, right? I feel like other creatures are able to purr and meow and give off energy to each other. They'll make noises or grunts. Sure, that'll help too. Sometimes some of them. But all I'm just saying is, I don't know. Am I crazy in the chat? What do you guys think? The idea of could you feed off energy and use that as a way to communicate is what how I normalize what this person was saying. Now,
so how
she
does that
could
go
be
to
crazy.
Alien though. That could be a human thing. That sounds like a human trait.
Well,
possibly.
So she thought
the alien.
And again, this is one person's story, and I'd love to get more. But yeah, Andy, it's like the movie Arrival. Thank you, Eric. The movie Arrival is all about that too. Not only is it about sort of the feeding the energy and all that stuff and speaking, it was also about time. Like once you can take the concept that we are stuck in our mind of our limited. Let's be honest. I'm not saying calling anyone out, but our minds are limited in understanding what infiniteness and time. And a fantastic book to all of you guys if you haven't already read, Slaughterhouse-5. Great book that sort of does this too. The same thing as Arrival, but like, what if it's all? What if time was away and you could live every moment at any
At the
point you
same
want,
time.
all at the same time. Like
Yes.
it's hard to process that. But creative minds have sort of thought, well, that's possible, right? So, in science fiction, etc. But exactly, it's another thing of like, okay, reading energy, the concept of time. These are things that open up my mind where I think, damn, like that gives me a headache, but like in a cool way. Or I'm like, maybe there is some effed up stuff. We're just not, maybe we aren't able to understand or process it yet. And that's why the Galactic Federation is out there and is like, we just, no. Dude, we are so simple minded at times and just so divided right now as a planet. Like, there's no way we could handle aliens coming down from Earth because half of them would want to murder them. The other half would want to like be their best friend and say what's going on. There's just no way we could unite to, unless the aliens are trying to kill us, like in Independence Day, and we all go rah, destroy them. There's no way to like have an actual close encounters of the third kind that would be respectful and civil and like wondering like, is this a threat? Are they here to take our resources? Or are they just sort of explorers trying to get more information and that are more advanced than us? Anyway, I'll go off in any of this area, but
that comes from something though. Like I feel like the whole alien talk has come from movies. We in Hollywood decades ago have made sci-fi movies of these creatures from other planets, and I feel like it's film that's gotten us to believe in aliens. Where else did we get the belief from?
Drugs.
Okay, or drugs, yeah, hallucinations and whatnot.
Right? Sure. No, you're not wrong.
But like on a massive scale, I feel like the root of this is all coming from media. Media created this, like to make. Oh, what if we made monsters and creatures?
Well, how did media create it? Right. That's interesting too.
Well, you're being creative. Like I could think of
was Area 51 a thing, or were some of these stories about seeing these creatures? A lot of people started drawing the same sort of weird, big-eyed creatures. Is that why? Because they were actually there?
No, we're creative people, though, bro. We're creative people. Look, bro, we don't know what's under the ocean. Because but do me and you both believe that there's species down there we ain't never seen yet?
Yeah. Well, there are species down there, but
you say they are, but you ain't seen them.
Well, no, but they are in there that they're microbe like different that are.
No,
built.
I'm talking about.
You're talking about like a big, huge
dinosaur, whale, prehistoric
motherfucker,
monsters down there,
whatever it is. Yeah.
Heck yeah, kaiju's. I think there's some real big, huge, dark, prehistoric shit down there, bro. We agree. You agree with me on that, right?
So you think there is big stuff that we've never seen down the ocean?
Yeah, heck yes.
So why do you believe that, but not aliens? That's fascinating.
Animals are on the planet. I see them. I believe in dinosaurs. So why is it that when the dinosaurs went extinct, the ocean was protected? They were probably down there, real down there deep, chilling, safe to the motherfucker, below all that pressure that only a certain amount of fish, certain amount of life could live under that intense amount of pressure so far down deep in the ocean. Heck yeah, I believe in some prehistoric things down there, bro. I think if Superman existed, he could fly down there and pull some shit up that'll blow our mind. What the frig, Superman? Where'd you get that, bro? Like, that shit been down here for millions of years. Huh? And I still think it's down there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's because interesting. They think it's like Loch Ness Monster is a whole nother thing that's out there that people believe in.
We made that up, though. We made that up. It's just like we made aliens up. You see what I'm saying? If we can make something up to exist in outer space, we can make something to exist in the ocean. It's the same thing. We are imaginative creatures, and we're smart. We're intelligent. I like how we create things. And if I was to create, you could create a whole entire film universe of things that are in the ocean. If Hollywood wants to take the next 30 years to pivot from sci-fi to actually what's in that ocean, and we see thrillers deep in the ocean, we see special historic pieces down deep in the ocean, we see horrors that are from down deep in the ocean, then people will start to pay attention to what's down. Oh, the aliens are in the ocean.
Right, but here's my. So I love what you're saying, and I don't disagree with you at all. The only reason I find it hard to believe is wouldn't they eventually have come up in a photo op? Like that's the one when you're talking about the proof. Like I don't disagree with you, but yeah, someone said I think it's true. Like we've only seen explored more than 5% of the ocean. But my point being, think about how much of the universe we haven't explored. Like it's infinite. The ocean is huge.
There's no confirmed life.
But you're not. But there's no there's no confirmed dinosaurs in the water. What are you talking about?
No. But there's confirmed fish down there that don't come up.
Right,
that
but
we know they're down there.
So,
We
all right,
there.
fair. I see where you're going, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
So we've had this. I had brought this up in the last time, but for me, the reason that we're here is our placement to the sun. We are a mold on a rock. If we really want to break it down, some people will say no,
Perfect
it's God
position.
and big. Great, I get it all, but in the end of the day, like. It's really the sun keeps us alive if you really believe in science and what's going on.
Yes.
And the sun has sort of some sort of microorganism started. There were dinosaurs. The dinosaurs were destroyed. Then we came back from in a different evolution. My point is that the fact that you believe in dinosaurs and then you believe that we were here, to me, evolution shows that if you can have us come from a mold on a rock on its placement to a star, the possibilities are endless of another planet being in a close proximity to a star that could create life. Now, is it intellectual life that's designed in spaceships that are even more advanced than what we're doing? Who knows? But to me, it's like, again, if we're opening up our minds to the possibility of what's possible and stop limiting our minds to only what we can see, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, of course there could be someone smarter than us. Yeah. To say we're the only smart ones that figured out how to live, it's super selfish and craziness.
Special. Yeah, I think we're special, bro. I think we.
Well, I understand why you'd want to say that, but I have trouble. I have trouble proving that because it's like, well, that just makes no sense. Why are we special?
Have you seen the anatomy of the human body? The way the heart loves, the way we care for our children. We are amazing. We are able to create life. Women are holding babies in their womb for 9 months. We shooting sperm and a baby comes out 9 months later. How? Well, they still don't know how. It just happens, right? They can say, sign, this goes here, this goes there. But the actual workings, they still can't explain it. We're amazing creatures. We are supreme. I believe we're special.
No, and the beautiful said, and I don't disagree with you, but my point is you can't explain it. Right. You cannot explain it. Right. And all I'm challenging is the infiniteness of of the universes beyond just ours. It's hard for me to not think there's not other beautiful, even crazier beyond our mind.
Explorers. That's our imagination. Of course, that's what we do.
Well, no, it's just odds. It's just numbers and odds to me because again, you did acknowledge, yes, we're special. But not only are we special, we literally were mold on a rock. I'm using, crude terms, but it's like we literally started as microorganisms and sort of grew into what we are with this very complicated system that our bodies were able to adapt and evolve around our surroundings to make sure that we could survive. That's what happens. Science has proved evolution has forced creatures to survive. There are snakes in caves that don't have eyes and live there. Like there is crazy creatures that I don't even think our audience even knows exists that actually do exist in pockets of our beautiful, amazing world. So evolution and sort of adapting to surroundings is something that science has proven. So all I'm saying is the fact is if that can happen here, I'm not going to keep challenging you on it. My stance, and you can totally disagree. Right there. That's the beautiful thing.
Check out JR and Bob Lazar podcast. I'm on the side of aliens. 2 trillion galaxies with billions of stars with multiple planets and moons.
Yes. Thank you, Scott. Bravo. But yeah, right there. The fact that a beautiful $100 donation can just drop. We are special, and Scott is special. Thank you, Scott. That's amazing. And I hope I'm defending your belief in aliens strong. But I'm doing it respectfully because I don't want to push it down. We're allowed to believe what we want to believe. But yeah, exactly. 2 trillion galaxies with billions of stars, multiple planets and moons. Someone else out there has been around as long as we have, if not infinitely longer than us, and built civilizations and had more time. Again, I think it all comes down to concept of time. Like, it's so hard for us to think beyond our box of the time that we experience and live. And to me, the endlessness of space, the infiniteness of time, there's too many variables and formulas to me to say, well, no, the math just doesn't make sense that we'd be the only ones.
Depends on what kind of perspective you're coming from and how you view life. It makes perfect sense to me. And it's a matter of perspective. It's a matter of, of your ideology, your belief of who you are and where you are in this universe. Each and every one of us watching now, me and Andy, we have different aspects on life of where we come from and where we're going and what's our place in the universe? And that's where it all comes. That's where all of this aliens, evolution, God, religion, all this stuff comes. It's because we were all from different walks of life, and that's that melting pot that stirs this. So from your perspective, I completely understand exactly why you say what you say. And for mine, obviously, it's my perspective, so I know and I stand strong in what I believe in and how I feel about aliens. These creatures. Listen, as far as with Scott, I don't want to get into the numbers of it, but you prove to me that there's trillions of something stars, and we believe in what science is telling us. Tight, I like that. But they don't know, bro. They ain't been there. They could talk about I could judge how big the universe is by here to the moon. We ain't seen it. We ain't been there, bro. So we could see stars in the sky that are burning and traveling at millions of miles an hour. But them motherfuckers been in the sky since the 90s. Why they ain't gone yet? You telling me that all these stars we see in the sky are traveling away from us at millions of miles per hour, but we still see them? They ain't getting no smaller. They've been there since I was a kid. What's going on? That's all I'm saying, bro. Sometimes it's real simple. Sometimes it's just that. Hey, bro, you say it's aliens all over here and all over there, but guess what? The sun warms the earth. And people, like Andy said, we got life because of the sun. That's what he believes. How come ain't no life on the moon? Because it's getting sun too.
But well, I can tell you why.
Where the life on Mars at?
There's no life.
What about Jupiter?
But I can answer that. I mean, I'm not super science.
Why?
Somebody else help me. But the moon is too extreme. The moon has the sun, and then it doesn't get the sun, and then the other side's freezing cold.
We have been blown up in the Big Bang at a specific precise point, and that happened to be fate?
Yes.
No.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it just happened.
You're lucky to be in this spot on Earth.
Well, no, they have found out there's another planet. Correct me, someone out there, because I'm not smart enough for these conversations. I try to be, but there's another potential planet that they've discovered through like super telescopes that has a distance to a star that they are able to do through super math. I don't know how, that says there could be life on it. Because again, they've done the calculations to realize that not only it's also our the gravity, right, and all the sort of the solar system, the way it's all going. Yeah, it's totally special and created for us. And why? That to me, it's like, sure, you could say there's God, you can go, there's a lot of spiritual and things you could say, but to me, it's like, you're right. Has anyone been past our solar system to prove the stars, etc.? I mean, telescopes have looked out and proven it, sure, but we have not like traveled outside of it. But I do think, yeah, we're here and we're real, but I think there's enough science and
the telescopes that have gotten the pictures, they're these little blurry shit.
No, there's some pretty damn good telescopes nowadays. I mean, there's some awesome
what I've
stuff
seen from their scopes is very.
There's some awesome stuff now. But I was gonna say, so anyway, yeah. Look, I'm not gonna. I believe you're right. You have to have a little bit of belief, but I do think space astronauts.
I'm looking at a blur.
They
I'm
would
looking
tell
at a
you
star from a telescope, and it's a blur.
I mean, which telescope? It's
HD. It's HD.
There are a lot of good telescopes. They may not put them on there.
It's basically It's basically what we see from down here, but it's bigger.
Chicadas, I find it's very convenient that we got placed in the star. Convenient by who? Like what it's very. You're all what you and the people are like talking about our existence like a plot thread and like CinemaSins. Like, well, it doesn't make it's like it doesn't make any sense. You're absolutely right. But then why would you say we're the only ones? That makes no sense to me either. I've gotten into like religious debates where people with like I've been very close to atheists, and I always have a problem with atheists because I'm like, and no disrespect to any atheists out there, but it's like, how can you be so sure? You're telling me there's no God, but you're being as extreme as someone who says, no, there absolutely is a God. You're doing the same thing they're doing. Like you are so sure where no one can prove it either way. And so the reality is I just think sometimes we get to two extremes of like, well, no, we can't be, we must be the only ones. And then, or it's like, well, no, I just think you got to be careful. I'm more agnostic where I'm just like, I don't know. It doesn't mean I'm trying to like hedge my bets. It's just like, I don't feel confident saying I'm definitive in an answer on it because I don't know the answer. Here's what I believe. Here's where I want to lean more towards or where I hope. But I think, the fact that we're the only, yes, we're special. Yes, it's convenient. Yes, it's crazy that we're freaking here. Our bodies are wild. It's magical. And this is actually a fantastic conversation because it makes me appreciate more of like, damn, like how we are very lucky to be here and do what we do, but also just be in this earth, and we have to protect it. But my point is like I have trouble believing like, well, damn, if the galaxy is infinite as they say, there must be other instances of this. And anyway, to go back to since Scott dropped that coin, Bob Lazar, who I'm going to look more into.
Before you say that real quick, Andy, I want you to know you're tying your whole entire thesis on the size of the universe, nothing else. Because it's so big, there must be more.
Yeah, I will say that's fair because there's I don't know how many stars there are.
The explorer in you, bro.
No, it's just the science and the numbers. It's the super math, as I called it. There's too
no
many
science proving
There's
it.
too. I know the sun is a star. There's too many other stars, and there's too many other planets and potential solar systems and things probably even beyond what we could comprehend. Let's be honest. That could be happening, or super creatures that are able to survive in harsher climates than we can handle because of their own. Like Jody, come on, like. We can only write about our existence because we know about it. But existences and things outside of our mindset that we don't know about, how the hell are we going to know or be able to write or say, well, no, Jody, it's because of this? There are things that would, I think, blow our minds open to be like, oh, shit, what? That I think, makes me believe in what I believe because it's like, I just think you can't explain this. There's no way to explain where we come from. So that alone opens up the possibility of like, to me, the debate of, well, I can't answer it. There's too many unvariables. There's too many unexplained scenarios. I do see that there's a lot of infinite space. If we were created in this, and that really is as infinite as we're saying, and if that really does go forever, well then, yeah, to me, it's stupid to not assume there must be another
only
one.
One sun. It's ours.
No. That's wrong. There's a lot of stars. There's a lot of dying stars. No, but the sun is a star.
Just because the sun is technically a star, those stars don't make them suns.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you can. Nah. You can absolutely can. That's not correct.
No,
a star.
Those stars out there, you cannot get any readings or benefits from what you see.
Because they're so far away. Right? No, I'm saying.
Right. So how do you know?
But you gotta go.
Those stars are this very same.
Yeah,
no,
you can't look at you, but you can't look up at the star like you can our planet or our moon. Like they're closer to us.
Exactly.
The moon is close.
So how do you know the stars out there in the black sky are what we have as
because
the sun
we've
here?
studied that. I mean, we know that. That's what. How do we? Then you said you accepted that the sun keeps us alive. Yes.
Of course.
Okay. The sun is a ball of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace built of high. They might be giants. But my point is, yes, a star has those same elements that could do it. Smarter people in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Each star is a sun. That's the reality. So think about that. If every star is a sun, and you can see how infinite and far away they are from us, it only proves my point.
I agree. I disagree with that. I don't think every star is a sun. I think the sun is a star, but every star is not a sun.
Okay,
sun, the sun that radiates the beautiful heat and shit.
What's the difference between a star and a sun? All are points of light, the night sky, other than the moon, planets, and solitaires, but that we call stars, also suns. The sun is a perfectly ordinary star, a great glowing ball of gas. In its core, it fuses hydrogen into helium, as all stars do for the majority of their lives, in order to generate enough pressure to avoid collapsing under its own gravity. In that sense, I think the answer to the question is yes. Subtler answer.
What keeps that sun there instead of
again, science, and I don't know, way smarter people than us that have spent their whole life reading the books. But yes, the stars are suns.
What's the timetable on our sun? When is our sun?
It's a long time. How long does a star last? I mean,
how do they know? They ain't been here.
10 billion years. But like, think about that.
How do they know?
All right, so maybe we're being fed nonsense, whatever. But
of course,
but the reality is, if this narrative is true, and they're infinite, and each star is a sun, and they're 10 billion years old, Jody, like 10 billion years, Jody, we're gonna live to be 80, 90 years if we're lucky. We are nothing in the scope of billions of years. And that's why I think it's too we're crazy.
So around 10 billion years, goodbye Earth.
Yeah, for real. The Earth will end at some point, just like the dinosaurs did. The matter of fact that we're still here is crazy. But yeah, and the 7 stages of a star. Anyway, look, and I'm not knocking Jody. Don't knock us. We didn't come here for an academic. We're not experts with our science data. We're two just dudes trying to like have a fun conversation about planets and aliens and stuff. I would love to bring in an expert at some point. We may do a volume 2 of this where I could actually have someone who could answer some of these questions for us, because we sound probably pretty dumb. Like, is the star sun? I'm
10 billion
assuming.
years.
But 10 billion years is crazy.
10 billion years.
How long ago?
How did you guess the age of that sun, sir? Well, science dictates. You ain't even been alive.
Do we know the age?
Ain't been humans on the planet that long.
Here we go. How do we know the age of the sun? 4.6 billion years. So we have 6 billion years left. How do we determine the age of the sun? Here we go. He calculated the gravitational energy of an object with a mass equal to the sun's mass and a radial equal to the sun's radius, and divided the result by the rate at which the sun radiates away energy. This calculation yielded a lifetime of only 30 million years. The Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, dude, the Nobel Prize went to this person who figured out the age of the sun. These questions are two sides of the same coin. We shall see. Blah blah blah. Anyway, my point B is you have to go in. The Nobel Prize committee
told him the exact age of the
sun. So this is all Darwin figured this out. Anyway, look, I
don't believe it.
Jody, some people still think the world is flat. Sometimes you gotta just believe some science.
Well, that you could prove.
Yeah, that's true. But anyway, all I'm saying is there's a lot of stuff.
If you lose energy at this rate in your mass, that means you must be this because that star lost it at this. That means you're comparing it to a star that's way far away out there in the first place.
Yeah.
This whole thing compared it to a star that we can't even reach. That's so small from a telescope, millions of miles away. That really okay. Sure.
Hey, but look, this is nerdy talk. If people think we're not talking about nerdy stuff, this is as nerdy as it gets. And I got to thank Donald Dolan. Thank you for $20. Great stream. Love the discussion points. Thank you. I think it's a lot of fun. And but before I get to this laser, ahead. Brandon, thank you, Brandon. Jody, ancient people from Africa, Middle East have used the stars and sun to calculate time distance barely 1,000 years ago. Energy,
so did the Mayans.
Spiritual awareness, and science are relative or connected.
The Mayans were ancients. They said we're dead in 2012. What happened? They used the sun, the stars, and all that. The Mayans did it too. What happened? Yeah, okay, for sure. I got you, though.
Tanner, thank you, Tanner. I want to believe. Jody, I can't side with you here. Anyone who staunchly defends The Dark Knight Rises can't be taken seriously. Just kidding. Much respect.
Do you feel in charge? Hey, I'm going to blow your mind real quick.
Go for it.
Blow your mind. Somebody said it. I want to blow your mind real quick. Someone said, Jody don't believe in math? Who invented math?
This is like an insane clown posse song. Magnets.
Where'd math come from, homie? Who gave us math?
Are you going to answer?
You can't.
You can.
Made up.
Area of study as history of mathematics is primarily known as an investigation in the origin of discoveries in mathematics. An investigation of the mathematical method. Before the modern age and the worldwide spread of knowledge, written from 3000 BC. You count things. That's where math came from, dude.
Count. Who said 1 is 1?
I mean, they didn't say 1 is 1.
That 1 plus 1 is 2.
Whoa. Now you're talking language. That's different than math.
No.
Because in any language, it doesn't matter. Whatever you call it, these are two objects in our language, but they're
how do you know
something else. But I'm saying if I have two rocks, I have, but my point is the term two. No, but Jody, the term two means it can mean a million different terms for the. It's just the what the definition of
Math
these
is
things
universal
are.
across all languages.
Right, there are two of these, and any language he doesn't need the language
Why
to know
are there two?
how
of
many
those?
of there.
Who invented two? Who
Someone-
told you
I've-
one and one? This is one.
So
This is one. They
it's
equal
la-
two.
but it's
Made
language.
up.
No, it's
someone
language.
Made it up. It's not language.
Yeah, I mean, someone made up our language too, right?
No. Math.
Someone
isn't
organized the thought.
For sure. Okay. Y'all not ready for this conversation. Y'all not ready for this conversation. Explain time. Where does time come from? Prove time. Science is using time to this day, and it's not proven. This little description of the sun, how old is the sun? That's a hypothesis. That is not a fact. You're using time when time isn't even proven. They use time to prove all of this shit. And they have not proven time yet. Does it exist? Does it not exist? We don't know. Time doesn't even exist as a fact. And scientists are using that shit in every one of their equations. Well, look it up. Time don't exist. Time's not even proven. But here they are using time and everything. They just, how old is the sun? Well, you giving an age to the sun when time hasn't even been proven as a fact yet. You can't even prove time. Okay. I ain't ready.
I know.
Y'all ain't ready.
That was the most Kanye I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
Y'all ain't ready.
No, but I say that with love. Have you ever actually listened to Kanye when he blows someone's mind out and he just goes off and it's like tangents and you're like, well, shit, is he crazy?
I will blow
is
y'all
he?
shit
Wait,
up. Where
I love when
from?
Kanye does a monologue and it's like, is he crazy or is he actually right?
Where did math come from?
I,
It was given to us. Or you believe it just somehow we all just use the shit. For sure. Someone said one caveman said and it just went from show. For sure.
Water,
have you ever heard this one?
fire, air, and dirt.
I gotta talk over. Water. Wait, hold on. Can I get it with the? Have you heard this?
No.
I want water. I know water, air, and dirt. Here we go.
Fire, air, and dirt.
You don't have to apologize to me. You got it. They haven't proven it.
That's a clown question, bro.
How do they water, air, and dirt? How do they work? And there's a whole. Here it is. This you got to listen. I can't play the song because I don't want to get dinged. I want to actually own this. I probably already just lost it.
Oh, ICP.
ICP. But it's like there's a whole part about magnets. It's just I always remember. Where is it? Where is it? Magnets. How do they work? Anyway, go listen to Miracles by Insane Clown Posse. You'll get the joke. Anyway, blowing our minds. I love it. I mean, I see. Look, I'm trying to open my mind. I do feel like math came as a language to sort of organize things. That's my answer to that. But hey, I'll let you challenge me. All right, but let's go to Robert Lazar. Speaking of challenging, here we go. So, American conspiracy theorist who claims to have been hired in the late 80s to reverse engineer extraterrestrial technology at what he described as a secret site called S4. He alleges that this subsidiary installation is located several kilometers south of the United States Air Force facility, popularly known as Area 51. Lazar claims he examined an alien craft that ran on an antimatter reactor powered by element 115, which at the time had not yet been synthesized. He also claims to have U.S. government briefing documents that described alien involvement in human affairs over the past 10,000 years. Lazar's claims resulted in bringing added public attention to Area 51, fueling conspiracy theories, yada, yada, yada. His story has been analyzed and rejected by skeptics and some ufologists. Universities for which he claims to hold degrees show no record of him. In supposed work, former workplaces have disavowed him. In 1990, he was convicted for his involvement in a prostitution ring, and again for selling illegal chemicals. See, this makes me believe it all more. This is all the cover-up, Jody. They're just trying to make him look crazy. Oh yeah, he had prostitution, and that's easy to fake. You just have some girl going, "Hey,
let's get out of here."
Hey, I'm gonna sleep with me. Oh, cool. He made me charge. He charged me. And then we had chemicals, dude. You come on, man. You know that could be if this guy was really telling the truth. even more so why they want to make him look crazy, right, Jody? Blowing your mind. But anyway, I got to look this up. I guess he was on Joe Rogan. He apparently lives here in Florida. So I got to find him out. Somebody help me reach out. Let's get this guy on the show. That would be really fun. He's in Coral Gables. Man, I would love to talk about that. That would be a fantastic conversation. Well, look.
So he says he's been to Area 51 and studied the shit.
Dude, there's so many of these. And I'm going to watch more. I got to watch the Phenomenon is one on my deck to watch in my queue. I just have to buy it, I guess. I was trying not to buy it. I wish they'd just send it to me after all the plugs I've done. But I'm going to do a little bit more research. Well, this conversation will continue. Doug Phillips, thank you. I feel like this is how all of Christopher Nolan's pitch meetings start. Potentially, yeah. I'd love to see Nolan do more alien stuff. He didn't get to do that in Interstellar. He went all around Interstellar and just found more rocks and a stupid robot when he could have done some cool shit with a robot.
Excellent. That's a
with
masterpiece of
alien.
movie you talking about. Interstellar was fire, man. That explain to you as far as science can go. Interstellar is the most scientific time travel. You can miss me with that Space Odyssey stuff. Interstellar actually gave you the science as science knows behind it. Because in Interstellar, they said beings of the fourth dimension could access time at any moment. But time itself has not been proven, which is why even Neil deGrasse Tyson will tell you that it's hypotheses. It's if you buy into these things that we are saying are hypothesis, then we can have this conversation. You have to buy into the science in order to enjoy Interstellar. And the gravity and transcending dimensions, all that stuff is fascinating to me. It stimulates my mind. I loved it. But I put that type of stuff, that space travel, time, space, and third dimension, fourth dimensional beings, bolt beings, I put all that right next to Avengers, right next to Men in Black. It's fantasy. It's sci-fi, science fiction, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of truth, a little bit of a lie to sell it. A lot of truth, a little bit of lie. A little bit of science is fact and fiction, a little bit of what if. Science is like 90% fact, 10% hypothesis. Here. Take this, and then this means this. But you got to take this, though. But this means this. We theorize that this. That's what it is. Perfect timing.
Whoa, it's one of them. What is that?
Very nice.
I was just letting you finish it because I wanted to hear it. Jeff, thank you for sending that over, Jeff. I got a payment from PayPal. I appreciate that. Did you leave a note? I didn't see a note. We'll wrap up this portion of the conversation, but I could do this all day. You guys can feel free to add more. But thank you, Jeff. I didn't get a quote from you, but thank you for sending that, Jeff. Jeff was going to try and call in, I guess, at some point, but we had such a deep conversation we didn't need to go there yet. Next time. And DC Damien, thank you, DC Damien. What's the Goldilocks Zone, or what tier civilization we are in Kardashev scale, Andy? Test that knowledge. Ooh, what? Kardashev scale? I don't even know what that means. Is that something I'm supposed to know?
I need
Kardashev
to rewatch The
scale.
Matrix.
Kardashev scale is the measuring method of measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy they're able to use. It was a measure proposed by Soviet Nikolov Karsyev. Type 1, a planetary civilization, can use and store all the energy available on its planet. Type 2, stellar civilization, can use and control energy at the scale of its planetary system. Type 3 civilization is called a galactic civilization, can control energy at the scale of its own galaxy. Damn! That's... Woo! Yeah, dude, now we're talking. That is some deep level stuff right there.
Sounds like a movie right there. You can make a movie.
No, it's like, but think about it. If you're using the energy to live on Earth, which we're currently doing, we're tier 1.
Superheroes.
Now, what if you could actually travel through your own planetary system, which I guess we're becoming that, right? Because we've gone to the moon. Can't believe we haven't gone to more. Jody, here's the other thing I will say. with the Galactic Federation and stuff out there. They say there's a secret base on Mars that where we meet. I mean, damn, can you imagine if that's true though? Can you imagine if that's true? Crazy. And wouldn't that explain why we haven't gone to the moon as quickly? Like they're sort of slowly like, yeah, we put a satellite up and oh yeah, cool, here's some samples, blah, 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 blah. It's all like sort of delaying and sort of distracting us. And look who's the one who started to create the Space Force, who's kind of like, I'm going to put my name on the Space Force. Trump. Because I do believe Trump knows what's going on. I believe they do tell the presidents, and Trump probably... Dude, Trump could tell us. Once he's out of office and everyone thinks he's crazy, that's when he'll really start spouting it. He'll go on InfoWars, and he'll start saying it like crazy. And then no one will believe him.
They'll black bag
him. Dude, I think we will... I think something's going to come forward at a certain point. It's going to be too hard to deny where this stuff's... There's just too much to it. It's all coming to a point. There's a lot coming, so it's fascinating. Thank you, DC Damien. I'm going to look more into these. These are cool ideas. The Goldilocks Zone. I don't even know what that is. Hold on. What is the Goldilocks Zone? The Goldilocks Zone. But I love
a hip hop song. The Goldilocks Zone.
Circumstellar habitable. Wow. The bounds simply a habitable zone is a range of orbits around a star within each planetary surface can support liquid water given sufficient pressure. That's what it is. Jody, all you need is water, and then there's life.
That's what Interstellar told me.
Habitable zone is also called the Goldilocks zone, a metaphor just right. So see, that's what I'm saying. How can things? Well, they've talked about this, and there's a habitable. The Goldilocks zone is the zone of yes, they are within a star at a measurement that that's tiered is similar to ours, that in theory could support liquid water, which would give it sufficient atmospheric pressure, which then could create life. So the Goldilocks zone sort of is exactly what we were asking. Well, how do you know? How do you know? That's what they're calling this idea of, well, yeah, there's that we've done the math. That's how we know it. So, that's crazy, dude. Habitable super Earths. Discover of Jalise 581, this first super Earth in the circumstellar habitable zone, created significant interest in the system by a scientific community, although the planet was later found to have extreme surface conditions that may resemble Venus. Dude, this is insane that we're looking out through and figuring out this stuff. Kepler discovered, this is satellite, discovered another one, first transiting exoplanet discovered around the sun-like star with a radius 2.4 times that of Earth. Some predicted to be an ocean planet. Dude, there could be an ocean planet with just creatures of Earth underwater. How would we even know? Because we can't get there.
You don't like Interstellar. Everything you just said the last 3 minutes. Interstellar.
Oh, F Interstellar. Show me the aliens. I don't care about all the dumb love.
There was an ocean.
It's all about love, Jody.
Interstellar is the most scientific space travel movie ever made.
I like Arrival better. Arrival blew my mind more.
Arrival and Interstellar are two different things.
Arrival's more interesting to me. I like that
Arrival
one a lot
is
more.
Science fiction. That's fiction, more fiction than it is science. Interstellar is cerebral. That's like, I even watched Neil deGrasse Tyson's 20-minute video on Interstellar, and he says he certified it. He says that science is on point. So I'm like, so Arrival's it's good. I like Arrival very much so, but it's
makes you think.
It's fiction.
It does make you think. All right. Well, man, can you
and why is Arrival morally fiction, ladies and gentlemen? Because it resolves around time, and time is not proven. Interstellar uses other measurable things like gravity.
They didn't get away from it. Interstellar didn't design that.
No. Interstellar isn't based on time. They use time, but they use other science that's proven. Arrival, its whole entire heart revolves around time,
yes,
which is not scientifically proven, which makes it more fiction than science.
It's all science fiction. Anyway, but dude, I could do this all day long. I love this kind of stuff. What did you guys think? This is a long video, but I'm going to keep it there. But I'm going to trim it here for YouTube's sake. Make sure to subscribe to Jody's Corner. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure they let you hit that notification bell. If they don't, screenshot Jody and I, because apparently we're having trouble. They're saying we're kids channels when clearly we're not. So let us know. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. We are not done. I'm just clipping this after the fact, so stay tuned. What other topics do you want us to do real talk on? See, that was fun. We're going to do that again. I'm excited.